What's up, guys? I'm back. How are you? I'm going to give you my thoughts on Xbox XO, or kind of like a refurb of what I thought about it, because I did premiere my new show with my boy and co-host, the new Legal. Shout outs to him at Direct Gaming. I'm doing it on Mixer for all those of you that may or may not have known. And basically, it's called We Got Next. And, it was the first show, so there's like some little technical difficulties here and there that I couldn't get fixed the way I wanted to, but it's all a growing process. We'll figure it out. We'll get it sorted out as, with time as we keep on doing more episodes. Hopefully next week will be my second episode, and you guys will be able to join me and check me out, because the beauty of it is if I do it on Mixer, you can catch me live, and once it's up and running, I can always put it on my channel. If you follow me on YouTube, you can catch it there. Now, XO just happened, and I gotta say, I know this is not going to be a unique video because a lot of people already done videos on their opinions and things like that. And I just want to break it down the way I like to break things down. You guys, I know for the ones that don't like me, you're not going to like how I say or explain or try to, basically sum things up in a different perspective, in a mature and realistic, gamer's perspective, if you will. Big shout outs to everyone in the Infinite Rooms of the DX Mansion. It's my face group. Big shout outs to intromediagaming.com with my boy 100. Big shout outs to Direct Gaming, which we did last night. I came in late and there's a bunch of hoopla going on, but that's neither here or there. Big shout outs to my family in the UK at the Micropod of X with Microbox of X, and my boy Andrew McKee and Del Boy, Stephen Blights, aka, and of course the Shermanator. Big shout outs to them. We're a little bit in a hiatus right now because there's some things going on that need to be sorted that are much more important, obviously. And big shout outs to to my boy Master Chief, to my boy Sir Merkham on Xbox Live, my boy Black Spartan, Big Kahuna, my boy Showstopper, Tuckmaster, Miguel Tucker, big shout outs to him. Big shout outs to, everyone out there that likes to rock out with me, basically, like K Mega, or, and Megatron, and Aru Poseidon. A lot of guys that are not necessarily in the YouTube scene, but that always show love, always come by and give that respect and support since the beginning of what I started doing in my channel. So let's get into it. XO. I see a lot of different opinions, a lot of different people doing videos about it, talking about it. And I don't understand why people that really we know don't care about things like that come all the time and have something to say and want to be vocal about it, saying that it was garbage, that it was a piece of trash, that it was unnecessary, that it was a waste of time. Look, nothing in life is a waste of time. Nothing. You always see things in life, and when you see them, they're there, and when they happen, they always, something good or bad always comes out of something that's done in life. It's always a lesson that is learned behind anything that happens, whether it's an event, whether it's doing certain things, meeting up with certain people, whatever. So I feel nothing in life is really a waste of time. It's always something that you get something from and out of, whether it's positive or negative. It's we don't really know. It comes with the territory. It's something that it's a wait and see kind of thing. But I don't understand why it bothers people. I don't. Number one, let's get into the nitty gritty. Let's do a comparison, which is the most evident. XO compared to PlayStation experience. Number one, XO is free. You don't get charged. XO was a fan-created event out in Mexico to celebrate Xbox. It's almost like a little mini E3 for the Mexican society in the Mexico City. Because Microsoft goes around the world doing different things to bring different things to different people and countries, because they are not as fortunate as a lot of people here in the States are to go to E3 and have the money to travel down. So they like to cover all the areas where they are relevant, popular, or that they're loved, they're respected in, which you gotta applaud them for that. Number one, right there alone, it's an awesome thumbs up. They get a very big point and effort for that. Now, you all know that PSX is something that you pay for. It's a $90 ticket that you pay for to get in, and you sit down in the theater, and there's a stage, and they talk about it just like they do in E3 most of the time. And if you look at the past PS experience, it's just been reveals of like small indie games that really people didn't care about, like Dreams or Concrete Genie, or they reiterate what they showed in E3 or in Paris Games Week. And when they did show big reveals like the Uncharted, it was just a trailer, and then the year after that they showed the gameplay, and the gameplay crashed in real time while everybody was seeing it, and they tried to play it off. So, for what they do, they're not comparable. Because one is free with a different approach. It's more hands-on with the community, with the fans. Let me tell you, the fans in Mexico just made all the fans in the United States from here look stupid. Those guys know how to be enthusiastic and celebrate something they love. Just that alone, the atmosphere of the fans was great to see on camera. Whether it was choreographed or not, it's irrelevant. They were there. They showed the love. They showed the enthusiasm of everything that Xbox was showing. Because they love Xbox. They're fans. Unlike us that will celebrate at the moment, then we're complaining and you see 1,000 videos from different people that claim to be real Xbox fans, when in reality they're just going with the motion. They really don't care. So, and I don't have to name names because they know who they are. You don't have to, you go look at their police record, meaning their gamer tag, and you see a lot of them haven't even played none of the exclusives, but yet they want to complain about the exclusives. You can't complain about the exclusives. Okay, guys, I'm back. Sorry. You can't complain about the exclusives if you don't even play them or like them. It doesn't matter whether they look cartoony. It doesn't matter whether they don't look photorealistic. It doesn't matter. No one knows what a game has to offer until the person plays the game. Okay? But you can't tell one thing and then say another thing is... Because what we're doing now is we're judging games by graphics. Not by gameplay, which is the most important thing. It's the whole essence of games. It's graphics. And if you're going to play a game with graphics but has no real gameplay at all, or it's more like an interactive movie like Detroit or something like A Walking Dead, for an example, that's just really an interactive comic book or movie, which I really don't care. I appreciate the stories, yeah, but I don't consider it a game. I just consider it an interactive movie because that's what it is at the end of the day. So what if you can move the character forward, sideways, in the direction it tells you with the analog stick? If that's all you can do, it doesn't matter. It's interaction of a movie that you're controlling. That's it. Whether you agree with me or not, it doesn't matter, because it's my opinion and I'm explaining what it is, and it can't be argued. It's a fact. That's what it is. So, XO, I think, delivered what it was supposed to do. It's a venue that they did for many years, and if you guys go back and know the history of XO, XO has always been an outlet, before social media was a big thing, where they showed very big, bombs and news and acquisitions of studios and things like that, where Phil even said himself, that's where we made an announcement, where we got Rare and things like that. But this was at the time where, Xbox was growing for the first time. So they were trying to get the attention of the audience, so to speak. So they did what they had to do and everything they had to do. Now, you got to understand, it's an event now that took place for the first time after like 10, 15 years of hiatus. It's the end of the year, okay? The end of the year. And they still managed to offer a lot of great announcements. They finally showed Crackdown that everybody wanted to see. If it was going to be fully destructible. Whether the maps look smaller in scale. You guys didn't listen when they said they're showing the first 2 maps today of the game. That means there are going to be other maps that we don't know how big of scale they're going to be. And even if it dropped down in scale as far as how big they look, more than likely was to preserve the quality of gameplay. 5v5 with 60 frames per second, which is very important in multiplayer. It always has been. Okay, but again, we only seen the 1 map, and they said they were showing 2 in the event. I don't even think we saw the 2nd map. So we still have to see what other stuff they have in store when the game finally launches 2 months from now. They gave us the release date of Crackdown. And even though I thought they would push it back or to maybe April where there would be less games, they must really believe in the product and they must really have faith in the product. Because they did it. What they did was they pushed it up and it's releasing earlier instead of the 22nd. Now it's releasing on the 15th. And mind you, it's the same day as Jump Force, which is getting a lot of buzz. So I think that was very bold of them. And I hope people realize that and embrace it, especially the Xbox quote-unquote fans, and go out and support it. The game looks incredible. If you play Crackdown, you know Crackdown is not about the visuals. Even though the visuals, when you play it, you do learn to see how beautiful and intricate that it is as far as cell shading. As far as it's basically realistic graphics with cell shading outlines around it. That's really what it is. And you see it when you're playing it. Okay, for those who have played Crackdown. It has boss battles. It has mission based. But you have powers. You're basically a super agent cop with powers. And once you keep leveling yourself up, the game just gets more fun and more fun. And you can collect orbs, jump all the way high on top of a real big building. It's just a whole lot of fun. And it has a lot of gameplay. And I didn't get to experience that game until just now in this generation because of my backlog when I played it via Backwards Compat with my boy Master Chief. And I couldn't stop playing it. And the game is like 10, 15 years old. Because it was, like 8 years old, excuse me. Because it was so much fun. It was incredible. It was a lot of fun. And I recommend for all you who've never played it, since they're giving it out free, what is there to lose? Plus it got 4K enhancements. Go and play it. Download it. Check it out. Play the game. It's really, really fun. Especially co-op. If you play co-op, it's even more fun. Because that's how it was originally intended. Now, the other thing I keep hearing, they said 4 players. They're only showing 2 players in the description. They never even talked about that on the show. If it is going to be 4 players or 2. Even if it's not 4 players, at least it's still 2 players. But I really think that's maybe a misprint or a typo. We won't know for sure until the game comes out. But I really do think that it's going to still be 4 players. It's just, we're getting ahead of ourselves. Me personally, that's what I see. Because we can't just assume. Just because we see the description and that's it. We don't really know. Because you can do typos in descriptions. That's a fact. It's been done in the past. So, they showed right away immediately that they're serious about Game Pass. They're trying to give an option to people that are maybe less fortunate than us hardcore people that are hardcore gamers that have been supporting this hobby for years and that don't have a problem going out and buying stuff. Like single mothers or grandparents that raising their grandchildren because maybe their mother died or their parents passed away that have not a lot of money. They're giving people options in countries that may not have the facility to have GameStops or Walmarts with games at good prices that they can't even afford because maybe it's $100 when we only pay $60. And they can't afford to buy the game. They're giving people with internet connection that don't need to, that can't always download games all the time, back to back to back, the ability to be able to just play it on their servers where it's already downloaded and you just load it up and it's there. All these things come into play that you guys got to keep in mind. Okay? And you can call me damage control all you want. No, I'm an adult. And I know how to think like an adult. And these are adult ways of thinking. Okay? We're gamers. We don't work for the industry. We're gamers. We're not the developers. We don't work at Microsoft. We need to stop running in our high horse thinking we know what's going on. Because we don't. Unless we have an inside source. And I'm not going to sit here and say I do, because I don't. And I know people that have inside source, but I don't go around tracking and trying to get information, because that's not how I built my channel. If it comes to me, it comes to me because they shared it with me, because they wanted to share it with me. Not because I'm hoarding them and sucking on them to try to get information to build up my channel. No, I can care less. Okay? I want things to be done for me because people appreciate me. Not because I like to suck on people's, fame or connections, if you will. Anyway, they show that they're very serious about Game Pass. They put in 13 new games, right? And those 13 new games, we had heavy hitters like Hellblade, Agents of Mayhem, which is also a really cool game. And they even showed some new ones that are independent, like that space one, Alien Bros, whatever, that they showed right in the beginning. They showed that they're committed to keep getting more games on Game Pass right at launch from also third-party publishers, not just first-party, to build it up so that you don't feel like those $10 you spend monthly, which is still a steal, is not warranted, or you're not getting a bang for your buck. Okay? Remembering that if you have Game Pass and you play these games and you like them, you also get a nice discount and you can buy them. For those who may not know. Then they jumped in. They talked to Phil. Phil, like always, being a gentleman, like always. Just keeping it real, having fun. They talked about the mouse and keyboard support. Showed the 17 games that are going to support it right off launch. For everybody that may be interested to play on mouse and keyboard on the console. It's not for me. But this just shows that they're showing the PC community that, yeah, you may be on PC and that may be your preferred platform, but we take console gamers serious and respect them as well. And I want to treat them just as valuable as them. Or if you want to jump into your console instead of your PC, we're giving you the option, which is fantastic. Which means we're just going to see more games that are going to be backwards compatible or that are going to be forward compatible that are going to release simultaneously on PC and consoles. So we don't feel like we're left out. Which was an issue that a lot of people talked about. Oh, how you give this to the PC, but you don't give this to the console gamers. Which some people even saw Age of Empire popped up after last year when they were saying that, oh, they showed it in GDC or Gamescom and they didn't even acknowledge the consoles. Okay? Then they talked about, which is great. They also talked about some backwards compatibility games coming out, which now they're exclusives because you can't do backwards compat on the Switch or the PS4. With Final Fantasy. They're exclusive by the fact that you can still access them under the new console that you're owning. Not because they're not in other places, but you don't have to keep bringing all the other consoles just to play them. You're playing them via the same ecosystem and console that you have that's next gen or that's new gen right now, current gen, right under the same hood, which is a great option. Nobody can complain about that because that's just you being a fraud. That's not even feasible for you to complain. They talked about the Chris Charla saying that they're going to have the Winter of Games, which is almost like Summer of Arcades, coming back again. I guess they're going to do it by seasons. Winter of Game, Summer of Games, Fall of Games, and maybe perhaps, Fall of Games going forward, which will have 5 games. If you buy 4 of the 5, you get the 5th one free. He says, 2 long-awaited titles that we've been waiting for all this time are finally going to debut this year. And the only 2, obviously, if you've been following Xbox, that you can think of is Below and Ashen. Which means we'll have a total of 5 exclusives that came out this year instead of just 3. Whether they're smaller or independent, doesn't matter. Whether you think they're corny or not because they're not big-budget games, it doesn't matter. Real gamers appreciate all types of games in all genres. It doesn't matter if they're a AAA, it doesn't matter if they're lower grade, it doesn't matter if they're Japanese, it doesn't matter if they're more RTS centric. If you like it and you play it, you're going to appreciate it. Any real gamer does. That doesn't mean you have to like all the genres, no. But if you like a game that happened to pop out, like let's say Halo Wars, that's RTS, and you never played RTS before, but you like Halo Wars, you have every right to. And you're within your rights because that's what real gamers do. Especially after you try it and play it. Which again, with Game Pass, giving it to you all there, it's amazing. They put Ori and the Blind Forest in Game Pass. They already announced that Ori 2, The Will of the Wisp, is definitely coming out next year. They confirmed it, okay? Which because it's got a release date right on Game Pass. So we know that's coming. We know Gears 5 is coming. We know that, what was the other game? Crackdown, obviously. What was I going to say? And then you know that they talked about, they talk about the value. Even Phil talked about the value of him wanting to win back the PC space that with the Windows Store, that they want to be committed to fix that and make it more appealing and more approachable for the PC community so they don't feel like they forgot about them because they have it and they feel responsible and they apologize and they want to do right by them as well. Okay? So again, it's another plus that they also acknowledge. Then Matt Booty comes out on stage as well for the first time. Well, before we get to Matt Booty, they talked about all the games that are out already and the expansions and what they're planning to do. They showed that Sea of Thieves is now going to have a multiplayer mode, which is going to be very exciting. They showed brand new maps for Forza that looked incredible. For Forza Horizon 4, 2 new ones coming out, free of charge as well. Obviously, they showed that State of Decay, they're working on a bunch of new modes and segments. Like, things like, I guess, more challenge modes. And they're going to add new maps from the original game. And they're going to add new things that you're going to be able to do. Maybe perhaps fight more bosses, which that will be great. New weapons that are also going to be free. And that's something they're charging you for. Is they're telling you, this is what we're doing. And the games are still being played and relevant. They have 4 million active players in State of Decay. Almost 6 million active players on Sea of Thieves. Which is fucking phenomenal. Phenomenal. For games that people claim that people weren't going to like. Because they are pretty, not for everyone. Niche, I guess is the word. Even though it's still, they have more than 4 million people. But if you look at the grander scheme of things with the install base, they could be bigger and wider, but those people are busy playing other games and other genres, or maybe nothing at all. So they gave us that, right? Throughout the whole thing, they showed that they were gifting and rewarding people that were watching. They showed the new Battlefield bundle again. They showed Black Friday sales coming up, what prices they're going to have early to let you guys know. And then Matt Booty comes out, obviously, which was hinted on earlier in the show by Phil Spencer. And he addresses the fans for the very first time, which I think he did a really good job talking and interacting for the first time. Because that could be nerve-wracking, I'm pretty sure. And they talked about how they acquired In Exile and Obsidian Games Entertainment. RPG-heavy companies, but that have done other things. If you'll see my video before this, I've talked about it a little bit with my Retro Game Night with Hebot, my newest episode, which you could also check it out on my channel, which I play Choplifter HD, which they've done other things, which means they have the potential to do other type of games, even if they put RPG elements, which is going to be good and healthy to broaden the catalog of Xbox. They're showing you, we're taking you serious. We heard you. You wanted RPGs. We acquired more RPG-centric developers to have that for the future. Okay? And I think he was very genuine, very respectful, enthusiastic. Like I said, the crowd was great. And then they put on stage, before that, a segment with Kingdom Hearts, because they want to show that they're still trying to show that love to the Japanese audience and market. And they're taking the release of Kingdom Hearts on Xbox very seriously and that they care and that it means something to them, which is great. The only thing that's missing now is the Kingdom Hearts collection, if you will, which I think it might come down the road, to be honest. So XO, what are my final thoughts on the whole situation? Basically, it did what it was supposed to do. It served its purpose. It was a show for the fans, but it was the first show since the last one, which has been like more than 15 years. So what happens from here? Growth. It's going to start going from place to place. And I'm pretty sure as time goes on, it's going to get better and better, just like Inside Xbox. It's gotten better and better with more better announcements and things every time they do the shows. So if you don't appreciate it, you didn't like it, then you didn't have to watch. They didn't lie to nobody. They told you exactly what they were intending to do with a few little surprises here and there. But it's not E3. But from the past record, it could be to the stature of an E3. And I think that's their intention as they start moving forward from place to place. And from state to state, country to country, whatever the case may be. It all depends on us, the gamers, to support it and stand behind them or beside them and show them that we appreciate this. Because Xbox is doing this for us for free. F-E or F-R-E-E. Free. No one else is doing this. Not Nintendo. And not Sony, that's for sure. Stop acting immature. Stop acting ignorant. They did what they had to do. They served their purpose. Was the greatest show out there? Absolutely not. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is that you have to appreciate what you get. And you have to start from somewhere, whether it's a little or a lot. And gradually, it'll grow into what it needs to be once again. Or into what it was once again. Okay? So the announcements they gave, I think were fair. Crackdown release date, multiplayer, backwards compatibility, the announcement of mouse and keyboard, which games are going to support it, brand new games on Game Pass, the acquisition of two studios, and they're not just going to tweet it out and treat it like it's just nothing. They like to tweet things out and make an event out of it because they want to show the respect to these developers they just acquired, that this is important to them and it means something to them, that they were allowed them to acquire them and buy them and trusted in Microsoft. So you couldn't just tweet this out for all you people that think, oh, they could have just tweeted out. No, they can't. Think about that. That's like you busting your ass doing work for somebody and putting your heart and soul in it, and all they do is, oh, thank you to such and such, and that's it. And big shout outs to Graphic God for doing my newest iconic logo. It's amazing. It's beautiful. Go check me out at his Redbubble channel for merch if you want to. You don't have to. Just buy whatever you like. They have a lot of beautiful things. If you want to see my ugly mug on a pic and you think it's awesome, you can rock out and wear it and that'll be amazing. If you send me a pic on Twitter showing me even better, that's even better because I know you're showing me love and this gives me more exposure to other people that may not know about me but might like me if they see what I do, what I try to be, and how I am. I don't want to be like everybody else, like I've said before. I'm me, but I'm real. I don't hide behind anything else. I keep it as real as possible. So guys, XO, big applaud and shout outs and thumbs up to Microsoft for trying something and bringing it back and listening to the fans who are saying we need something like this and we didn't have it. Big, I know it's going to go forward from here and get better and better. And, for those of you who just keep talking when you don't even really like Xbox or play their games, shame on you because it's not your problem. You shouldn't even care. Why does it even bother you? If you don't like Xbox and you don't really care about Xbox, don't bother about it. But, hey, you've been warned. When they get stuff more than the competition and bring the big AAAs that everybody's been wanting back to back because they have more studios to do this on a more frequent basis, don't come with the hypocrisy that that's what you like because nobody wants to hear that. You already showed your faces and your cards to all the frauds. So you don't need to come back in any which way or form. Okay? Because nobody cares. Okay? Nobody cares what any of the frauds have to say. You got to keep it 100 right from the beginning, like I do. If you don't like it, I'm sorry. It is what it is. Xbox for life, like a sickness that can't be cured. That's my saying. That's my slogan. Don't get triggered, people. It's just gaming. It's all for fun. And let's enjoy it. That's what we need to do. Go back to enjoying it. Like the Mexican crowd did at XO, which they showed that we are spoiled and don't appreciate anything. Those dudes, they rock. They showed they cared. And that's what it's supposed to be all about. We have to remember that feeling and stop being so jaded. Love you guys. Stay tuned for my next video and my next episode of We Got Next. Thank you guys. See you soon. Later.